Hi and welcome. Yes, it's that time of the month again where I come up here and share the books that I read during the month and sharing also the books that I'm planning on reading the next month. A month ago, I said that the books that I wanted to read in June were Cleopatra and Frankenstein, Kim Ji-young, born 1982, and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, if I had time. And joke's on me, the only book that I finished in June is Convenience Store Woman, which I didn't even consider a month ago. I didn't even put that book on the list a month ago. So yeah, that's generally the only book I started and finished during this month. Convenience Store Woman, it's the story of this girl, and she's been working at a convenience store for the past many years. She's been working at that convenience store for years. She's the only employee that was there when the convenience store opened, and she's still there. She doesn't want to leave her job because she definitely feels like she belongs there. She knows how to act in the convenience store, which is something that she struggles to do outside, like in the normal life. Everyone around her starts questioning her because she doesn't have a boyfriend, she's not in a relationship, she doesn't have any aspiration work-wise. She still works again at the convenience store, which is not a job that people do long term. It's usually like something that students do to earn that bit of money. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars if I'm not wrong. And one thing that really stuck about that book is that everyone around the main character was pushing her to do things that she didn't want to do, but they wanted her to do those things because those things are things that normal people should do. So like, you should get a better job, you should get married, you should be in a relationship, generally speaking, you should start thinking about having kids and starting a family. The main character, she simply didn't want to do those things. I also really enjoyed the writing style, and I think it was like the perfect read for the beginning of June because I just got my wisdom tooth out. I was out. The only thing that I felt like doing was reading, so throughout the week that took me to recover, I read Convenience Store Woman. It's a light read, it's pretty short. I'm pretty sure it's not even like 200 pages, it's less than that. The story, it's engaging. So, and now let's talk about the other books. So I actually did not start Kim Ji-young, born 1982, because once I finished Convenience Store Woman, I felt the urge to read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So I've been reading that. I am loving it. I am a little bit further than halfway through. So far, I am loving it. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I feel like everyone knows what this book is about, but it's the story of how Evelyn Hugo became Evelyn Hugo. She is a massive movie star. She got in touch with a journalist, Monique, and she asked her to write a biography about her life. So these two women, they meet every day, and Monique writes while Evelyn tells her everything that happened in her life. Evelyn Hugo is famous not only because she's a massive movie star, but she's also famous because she got married 7 times. So throughout the book, we get to meet these 7 husbands and what happened in Evelyn's life during each marriage. I love the idea of the book itself. I love how Evelyn is portrayed as this heartless person who doesn't care about anything, when in reality she cares so much. One thing that I, generally speaking, love about Taylor Jenkins Reid is that there are so many connections between her books. I've only read Malibu Rising and now I'm reading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but there are like certain characters in both of those books. For example, in Malibu Rising we have Mick Riva, which is Nina Riva, which is the main character in Malibu Rising, father, and one of the husbands of Evelyn Hugo, it's Mick Riva. Not only that, but in both those books we have Vivant, which is the magazine, and Carrie Soto, and Taylor Jenkins Reid's last book was Carrie Soto is Back. And I know that there are a lot more connections, and also Evelyn Hugo was mentioned in Malibu Rising. This is just a massive Taylor Jenkins Reid universe. We are just living in it. Actually, Jack Edwards made a video about all the connections that he could find between Taylor Jenkins Reid books. And now let's move on to Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I actually bought a physical copy of this book because the main idea with this was to read it at the beach. And as you can see, I haven't really been at the beach that much. I actually went once. I am at page 73 on chapter 5. So far I'm really enjoying it. So Cleopatra and Frankenstein is the story of Cleo and Frank. They live in New York, but Cleo is British and she's in New York because she studied there. Cleo's in her 20s while Frank it's a bit older. It's in his like 30s. So there is a bit of an age gap between these two. They get married after only a few months of dating. The main thing that everyone jokes about is that they got married so fast and so quickly because Cleo's green card was expiring, so they got married so that she could stay. So everyone says that their marriage is a green card marriage. Of course, Cleo and Frank are in two different times and periods of their lives, but they seems to be extremely perfect for each other, so far at least. I generally don't read the blurb, so I don't know what I'm gonna expect from this book. These are the books that I read / started reading in June, and we can move on to books that I want to read in July. Of course, I'm gonna keep reading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I'm just gonna add another book to this list because I feel like that's enough. This month I'm gonna be so serious about it. This month I'm gonna finally read Kim Ji-young, born 1982. I definitely am gonna read that. I'm gonna force myself to read that. I've been postponing reading this book for so many months now that it generally has become a joke. I don't even know what to say. As I said, for Cleopatra and Frankenstein, I don't know what the book is about. I don't read blurbs. I like to pick up a book, start reading it, and kind of discover everything. But I'm gonna read you what Kim Ji-young, born 1982, is about. In a small tidy apartment on the outskirts of the frenzied metropolis of Seoul lives Kim Ji-young, a 30-something-year-old millennial everywoman. She has recently left her white-collar desk job in order to care for her newborn daughter full-time, as so many Korean women are expected to do. But she quickly begins to exhibit strange symptoms that alarm her husband, parents, and in-laws. Ji-young impersonates the voices of other women, alive and even dead, both known and unknown to her. As she plunges deeper into this psychosis, her discomfited husband sends her to a male psychiatrist. Seems very interesting. I am intrigued and I cannot wait to read it. So yeah, that's it for today's video. If you want to follow me on Goodreads, I'll leave the link in the description. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one. Bye!